All right. All right, y'all. Welcome to the inaugural episode of Around the Hedge. I am your host, Double D of The Hedge with Double D. We're going to switch things up a little bit tonight and go around the hedge. I will be hosting. We're going to be asking some hard-hitting questions to our contestants here. And I will be giving points. I will be taking points. I will be kicking people off the show, and I will be picking a winner at the very end. So today with me, we've got Colin, Dylan, and Tony. Thank y'all for joining me. Colin, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I hope my previous betting experience doesn't make me the prime candidate to get kicked off, because a lot of bad beats against Miami, I'll tell you that much.
The slates have been wiped clean. The NBA season is over. We're moving on to the summer and then to the NFL and college football. So don't worry, it's all in the past. Dylan, thank you for joining me. How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. I'm excited. I'm nervous. I don't know what this is going to be like, but thanks for having me.
Yeah. All right. Me too. I'm a little excited, a little nervous, and we'll see how it goes. Tony, thank you for joining me. How you doing, buddy?
Man, I am so excited. We got the NBA draft, NBA free agency around the corner. It's my favorite time of the year when there's actually not balls on the court. So let's go, baby.
All right, that's right. Who called this a dead period? It's never dead.
Yeah.
On the Hedge. All right, y'all. Well, let's go ahead and get started. All right. As y'all know, I'm gonna come up with questions. I'm gonna ask you all individually. I'm gonna ask for your answers. And if I like your answers, I might give you some points. If I don't like it, I might take away some points. And if I'm indifferent, you won't get anything. So we'll see here. Colin, we're going to start with you. As y'all heard, Bradley Beal has officially been traded. One of the big whales has officially gone to a new team. He is the newest member of the Phoenix Suns, giving the Suns a new big three as they have traded away Chris Paul. So now they have Durant, Booker, and Bradley Beal. Colin, did Bradley Beal make the right choice? And does that make the Suns the new favorites for next year?
Yeah, I think he made the right choice in the sense of he got away from the Wizards, and also to the Wizards, they got away from Bradley Beal's contract, because you start looking at that stuff and he's owed, 45 and 50 million in his fourth and fifth year. It's going to be pretty intense. But so from that perspective, yeah. And then second thing, no, I don't think they're the favorite in the West. You still have to. The championship runs through Denver. It'll be the same next year, and I don't see. They'll certainly be in the conversation, but the defending. Who's going to defend? Is Durant going to take your best defender? So I think that they're going to be an offensive juggernaut, but I don't know.
Okay. All right, Dylan. Basically the same question. Did Beal make the right choice with the Suns? Should he have chosen elsewhere? And are the Suns, if they're not the favorites, do you think their odds have gotten better?
Well, I'm going to disagree here with Colin a little bit on the front end. I think Beal, I don't think he made the right decision necessarily for him. He's a scorer. Kevin Durant's a scorer. Devin Booker's a scorer. It just seems as, he's going to have to take a step back in his scoring to play in that offense. And I just don't know how that fits. That being said, I will say that I do think the Suns will be the favorite. Just a way that Vegas works, those brand names, those sexy names. But no, actually, I don't. I don't think the Suns should be the favorite. It should be the Nuggets. I don't think it is the best decision for Beal, though, personally. But I do think it was a great decision for Washington to unload a guy that's worth a lot of money. So a couple points I do agree with, and then just a little difference there.
Okay. Where would you see him? Where would you want to see him go if you could have chosen?
I mean, maybe the Heat. I don't know, somewhere that's needs some scoring.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe the Pelicans. I don't know. Just somewhere that has some size that could benefit from a point guard.
Yeah. I think the Heat's the best answer. That's where I thought he would go. So I think I was surprised that he went to the Suns. So I like that. But Tony, same question. Has Ja Morant played his last game in Memphis?
Not a
That's
chance.
cold-blooded.
All right, I'm just kidding, y'all. Sorry. All right, Tony, seriously though. Same question. Did he make the right choice? Would you rather see him on a different team? And do you think the Suns are the new favorites?
So I think I'm going to agree with what Colin said, where he made the right decision leaving Washington. You know, they obviously need to rebuild, blow it up, and start from scratch. You know, they got some decent pieces there, but I read something earlier saying 22-year-old Denny, like Avia or whatever his name is, he's the longest tenured Wizard now. He's 22. You know, so that's signs of blow it up.
Yeah.
You know, it kind of reminds me of when Conley left Memphis. Dylan Brooks was all of a sudden the longest tenured Grizzly, and we didn't know what was going on. We hit a couple picks in the draft, obviously, so that helped. But yeah, I think he made the right choice getting out of Washington. I'm not exactly happy that another all-star caliber player is now in the West as opposed to the East as a Grizzly fan, but you know, I'm kind of getting used to it. I think he would have paired nicely with Jimmy Butler in Miami, and another two teams, you know, they weren't really in the discussion to get him, but I think put him with the Bucks. I think that'd be really interesting. Obviously, they'd have to get rid of Holiday or Middleton in that situation. But honestly, I think I might take Beal over either of those guys. Maybe not Holiday because his defense is so great and clutch, but and also the Lakers. Obviously, they have LeBron. Obviously, they have AD. But I mean, they have Reeves. Do you really want to trust Reeves as your number 3 guy? So I think he could have also been awesome with the Lakers, another guy that can create his own shot and hit a big shot at the end. So especially if Anthony Davis is only going to be great every other game. And LeBron, he is getting old. You know, I think we've all heard it a time or two before. He is getting up there. So those are a couple of teams I think would have been interesting. And then finally, I do not think the Suns are the favorite. In the last like 10 years, there's been like 6 or 7 different champions. Most of the only one that's really repeated has been the Warriors. I kind of want to say the era of the super team is kind of coming to an end. And I think Phoenix is going to maybe regret not having the depth that they could have. And one of Booker goes down for the year, then what? KD goes down for the year. You know, they're a play-in team, you know, if the playoff team at all. So Nuggets, they are definitely the favorite. Championship, like Colin said, Western Conference goes through them as of right now.
All right, I like that. I didn't think about something like the Lakers too. Reeves, like trade stock, is at his all-time high, and who knows if it's gonna continue up or not. But
well, I think with that one, it's pretty tough because since he's like a restricted free agent. I think that the number that all the teams that are going to be bidding on him, the Lakers aren't going to be able to
afford him. Yeah,
afford it, and so they're going to have to it'll be gone. I don't expect Reeves to be a part of the Lakers next year.
Okay, well, yeah, maybe a little sign and trade, or maybe just let him walk. We'll see. All right, well, let's move on to a little golf. We just saw Wyndham Clark win the U.S. Open. Don't know who was betting on him. I definitely was not. First-time winner. But before we get to that, we saw Rory McIlroy was in the mix. He was up top 3 kind of toward the end. He was tied for first at one point. We'll start the other way this time. Tony, do you think Rory McIlroy ever wins another major?
Man, it's hard to say with golf. You know, I don't want to count anyone out. You know, Tiger won after having all those injuries. I know it's Tiger, so it's a little bit different. But I don't want to count anyone out and say that they're never going to win again. I do like that there's a lot of parity in golf. You never know. Like Wyndham Clark, like you said, who is that? Congrats, by the way. But you know, I'm not going to jump to say that he's never going to win anything ever again. He's still an elite golfer, and who knows? You know.
Yeah. As like not a huge fan of golf, Tony, would you rather see someone like Rory or Spieth or like Dustin Johnson, someone who maybe hasn't won in a while, but they've won before? Would you rather see them win again, or do you like the first time winner?
It's all about the underdogs, baby.
Hey.
That's what I love. I love hearing when people are like, "Who won? Who is that?" That's music to my ears. I love that. You know, so I love it. I love the underdog. Bring on all the no names. Let's go.
All right, Dylan, same question to you. Do you think Rory's ever going to win again? And in that same idea, would you rather see someone like a Rory McIlroy win, or do you like the underdog, the first-time winners?
I mean, honestly, Rory, I don't know, man. I don't think he's ever going to win again. No, I just really, no, I just really don't see it. He's kind of really seems like he's kind of was that guy. And then, some of these new guys came up, and I mean, golf has just gotten so competitive, especially with the young players that are coming in now that Tiger's kind of moved on, and, some of the big hitters. So, not a big fan of Rory winning it again. I'm not going to put money on him. I'd rather see, a Jordan Spieth or somebody like that when I do love, those guys that have been close and have a couple majors. But, I'll be honest with you, I don't know much about golf. So, not my forte. But I don't love Rory in any major with the amount of competition that's up top now.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We're back. Colin, same question to you.
Yeah.
Again, first off, is Rory McIlroy ever going to win again? We know it's so hard to win a major in golf, especially to win more than one. And along with that, do you like seeing the big name people continue to win more, or would you rather see a first-time person win?
I think personally, I'm still not over the fact that he blew it on Sunday. I mean, on 14, he essentially lost it. And then on top of that, Wyndham Clark bogeying at 15 and 16. I mean, there were so many chances for Rory to come grab that thing, and he didn't, is just crazy. And so the fact that you're sitting there at the best possible chance to, like, not even steal it, but just come and grab a major, that's going to be tough to see again. Because to Dylan's point, there are so many great golfers right now, and we're going to look back in 20 years, and there are going to be some awesome golfers that didn't win a major that, are consistently great. The Xander Schauffele's of the world. Hopefully not my guy, Victor Hovland, but I mean, guys at that caliber. To that point, though, I'm going to zag a little bit. I do think Rory is going to win another one. He has the pedigree. He can do it. The way he played last year in Atlanta at the Tour Championship, I mean, he's got it. It's just a matter of, getting to that next step, because he was just not putting it the way he should have been. So I do think he is going to win one again. Hopefully it's soon. And then the second part of the question is, I love the legacy stuff. I really do. I love it when you start getting into this heady territory of, like, 3 majors, 4 majors, 5 majors, 6 majors. I mean, you're talking about the Nick Faldos of the world, the Ben Hogan. There's so many, like, golf heroes that are getting recognized because of the majors. And so, yeah, I like that stuff. Now, to that point, there are plenty of guys in multiple majors that I root against. Brooks Koepka, root against him. Dustin Johnson, root against him. They're both LIV guys, but I was always kind of a hater.
Fair enough. I kind of agree with you. I like seeing people I know win. At least it's fun to cheer for them. I will say I'm the big Ricky Fowler fan, and he fell apart, so that was sad to see.
Yes. So there are to that point, like, there are plenty of, like, 0-time winners that if they'd win, I would be so stoked. Ricky, I was rooting for. My brother and I were talking about it, on Saturday night, of, like, I hope Ricky, like, comes and takes it. I want Tony Finau to get one real bad. So yeah, there's definitely some first-time winners that would be good. But the coming out of nowhere thing, that's where I'm kind of like, I'd rather have something.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The actual no name kind of person. Like, I mean, the avid golfer knows who they are, but your average fan does not. Yeah.
Yeah. Like Gary Woodland, like in 2014 or whatever that was. Like, who cares?
I don't know.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right. Well, all right, y'all. Well, we'll take a little break here. I think it's time for our first elimination. It's too hard to pick. Y'all were all so good. You all came with the best info I could have asked for. But Dylan, your internet was spotty at the beginning, so I'm eliminating you.
That's how he's getting kicked off. Some internet issues. This guy's got great points up and down the line.
Right. That's how we
All
go.
right, whatever. I'm fine with it. I gotta go. Whatever, guys. I'll see you later.
Maybe next time, Junior.
All right. And then there was 2.
Oh, cool.
All right, y'all. We're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna let Tony and Colin duke it out on these last couple questions, and then I will pick a winner. All right, y'all. Stay with us. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to Around the Hedge. We are down to our final 2. Colin and Tony gonna fight for the first championship, the first belt, so to say, on the inaugural show. Who's gonna get that first W? And boys, it's time to go whale hunting. Let's go. First whale. For those who don't know, a lot of people like to call NBA when you're getting the big free agents, you're whale hunting. You're going to get that big whale. Who's going to be that big signing that's going to help your team? Technically, you could say Bradley Beal was the first one, but we did the show too late, so he's off the board. He's no longer a whale. He's already been caught. But I still think the biggest one is out there. He's been out there for a couple years, not technically a free agent, but has been on a lot of trade boards and a lot of trade talk for years. People have wanted him out of Portland. He has stayed put. Of course, I'm talking about my boy Dame Time, Damian Lillard. He is our first whale. So, is Lillard, is he going to stay? Is he going to go? But really what I want to hear from y'all is, where would you like him to go? If you could pick, if you were Damian Lillard, where would you go? And then also, where do you think he will actually go? So where would you like him to go? Where do you think he will go? 2 questions there. Colin, I'm going to you first. Damian Lillard, where do you want him to go?
Well, first, I want to say that I think we should change it to yacht hunting, because I am team whale personally. Always will be. But
Go orcas. Let's do it.
Yeah, go orcas, baby.
Yeah.
So it's pretty interesting. So Jonathan Givony, that does a lot of draft stuff. Very recently, it's been Brandon Miller is going to be at 2 with the Charlotte Hornets, and meaning that 3, Scoot is going to fall to Portland. If that is what is being heard in those circles, it seems pretty clear that if they're taking Scoot at 3, Lillard's going to be out of there. So they are going to be trading out of that spot. So it's really going to be interesting to see, who are they going to be, dealing that to. So who would I like him to go to? Somewhere in the East. Tony and I are both Grizzlies fans. So literally any superstars on the Eastern side of things would be really positive. It's going to be interesting though, man. I don't, where do I think? It seems like Miami is getting a whole lot of buzz with that. And that makes sense as well, to pair with Jimmy, to pair with Bam. And so to make the contracts work, you'd have to get rid of Hero, most likely Duncan Robinson, and then, whatever else. You may even need a third team, obviously. So potentially. But yeah, so I think it's going to be Miami, and I would like it to be the East. So I'm fine with it going to Miami. So.
All right. Yeah. Miami also was supposed to be the front runner for Beal, but of course Miami fans think they're getting everybody. So we'll see what actually happens. Tony, where do you want to see Damian Lillard to go, and where do you think he will actually end up?
Well, I'm going to have to agree with Colin. Get that man out of the Western Conference, please. I think him and Jimmy Butler, I think they'd be the coolest duo in the NBA. I love Ja and Jaren and Bane, that trio. But, man, Jimmy Butler and Damian Lillard, that's so fun to watch. So I would really like to see him in Miami. I've always liked that organization. I love Pat Riley and Eric Spoelstra and Jimmy Butler. So I want to see Jimmy win a ring, I think, and I want to see Lillard win a ring. I think those two together could make that reality. but honestly, I see Lillard going to the Nets.
Ooh.
They've got so much trade capital, like good young players and a lot of draft picks. So through the Kyrie and the Kevin Durant trades. So I think they'll just have the higher offer. So I think Lillard's probably going to end up in Brooklyn.
Yeah, Lillard's obviously his game is like he's like the best pick and roll player that's out there right now. So it'd be really cool to see him go with another big man that is really good offensively. Bam's not, he can be that, but he's really not that. I mean, this will never happen, but in a dream scenario as a Lillard fan, how crazy would it be if they somehow like traded him for Jamal Murray and to see Lillard and Jokic pick and rolling out there together, just destroying teams.
I think we'd be more likely to see him in a 76ers uniform.
That would be cool too. I would love that. Him and Embiid.
Yeah.
Fun to see. Yeah. That's something I didn't think of. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, because at the beginning of his career with LaMarcus Aldridge, that was such a dynamic duo, good 1-2 punch.
Yeah.
Like you said, I'd love to see them joined up with another dominant big man like Joel Embiid or Jokic. I know that's a pipe dream, but that'd be really cool.
Embiid would be cool. That'd be interesting. And honestly, we almost put Harden on the whale hunting list, but maybe you can somehow, you get rid of Harden, you free up money there. You might have to trade like Tyrese Maxey for him, but I think it'd be worth it. That'd be cool to see. All right, well, let's move on. Our second whale, just recently, Draymond Green has opted out of his player option. Now it doesn't mean he's like automatically out of Golden State. They can still sign him to another contract, but he can officially start looking at other teams. So he is officially a whale, or we could call him a yacht on the loose, trying to hunt him down. Same question. We'll start with you, Tony, this time. If you had your choice, where would you like to see Draymond Green play? Oh, I wonder if the Grizzlies will be on your mind.
No. Where I want him to go, I'm gonna be crazy here, and I'm gonna say Memphis. I've hated that guy for so long. He's such an agitator. I've called him dirty for so long, but man, if he would not fit perfectly in Memphis, he's a veteran, he's a winner, he's a defensive beast, he's a playmaker. He can get his teammates the ball. He does it all, and we need a veteran leader. I think he fits in at Memphis almost better than anywhere else. So I would love to see that, but I think he's very loyal, and I think he's probably going to stay in Golden State, unfortunately.
Okay. Yeah.
But hey, he has been attached to LeBron's hip since free agent, or since the season ended. So Lakers, maybe. We'll see.
Yeah. He's a big LeBron fan, so that'd be interesting. It would be boring if he stays in Golden State, but
very boring.
Probably the most likely. So, but Colin, what are you thinking here? Where would you like to see him? Where do you think he will actually go?
I think with Draymond, it's really interesting because, he's not someone that is ring chasing. He's got 4 rings.
Yeah.
And so what he's after is, a stamp of legacy, some respect, more money. Obviously, he felt a certain type of way about Jordan Poole's contract. We all saw what happened in the summertime. So I don't think that he stays in Golden State, but, if Steph says, "Hey, we need to make this happen," I think that obviously he could make that happen. But Tony hit on something extremely smart talking about LeBron, but I'm going to zag a little bit. I think that where I do see him going is I think he is going to go to Dallas because for Kyrie to possibly go to LA, I just don't think there's enough money going around. But to keep Kyrie in Dallas, Draymond Green goes to Dallas. LeBron stays in LA for a year so he can watch his son play college at USC, and then he goes to Dallas.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Next year. So that's what I think is going to happen. That is not my sole idea. I will take. I stole that from Bill Simmons, but I heard it and it was extremely juicy from that perspective. So I got to give credit where credit is due on that one. Where would I like to see him? I'm right with Tony. I would love to see him in a Grizzlies uniform. Small market teams like us, we don't really get the pick of a litter. So the fact that we could get somebody that has a great, incredibly high basketball IQ, one of the smartest in the league, to have him on a young squad, and also somebody that can yell at our very, very young and immature superstars would be also another bonus. So I'm with Tony on that one, but I do think that I'm with Bill Simmons on that one. I think he goes to Miami.
All right, that would
Or
be
not Miami. I'm sorry, Dallas.
Yes,
I swear, I've gotten so many bad beats from Miami. They're just like in my head, rent free.
Miami would be a terrible place for him. I feel like that's the last thing they need.
Oh yeah. Well, he doesn't. You don't need that. You don't need. You got Pat Riley to yell.
All right, y'all. Well, that'll end our whale/yacht hunting segment. We'll move on. Coming up next, we got the NBA draft. We're going to talk a little bit NBA draft. All right. Talking NBA draft. Before we talk tomorrow night's draft or Thursday night's draft, run it back. Let's say you were drafting players, say, I don't know, 4 years ago. Hypothetical, of course. Would you rather have a player who is injured a lot, might have some sort of porn star controversy going on? Would you rather have a player who's playing a lot, winning a lot, but has had a couple gun controversies going on, all hypothetical? Or would you rather have a player who's playing all the time, no controversies that I know of, and is just kind of your number 3, maybe your number 4 best player?
Tony, I don't have the button that can kick Dawson off. Do you have that button? And if so,
Man, I've been looking for it since this Joker started talking a few minutes ago.
All right, I'm sorry, y'all. All hypothetical.
Give me the shooters. Give them to me.
All right.
Goggles, baby.
There we go.
All right. So, all right. NBA draft. All seriously, NBA draft's coming up. Very exciting. We all know Victor Wembanyama is going first. No secret there. But who's going to go number 2?
Silence, number 2.
There's been some stuff coming out that they said the Hornets are going to take Brandon Miller. But who knows? Maybe it's a smokescreen. Maybe they're trying to fool some people. You never know with the draft. I don't know who I went to first last time. I think we'll go to Tony first this time. Tony, do you think Brandon Miller is going to be the number 2 pick? And if you were the Hornets, would you pick him number 2, or would you take someone like Scoot Henderson or maybe even a wild card?
So, if I'm the Hornets, I'm taking Brandon Miller. I do think Scoot Henderson's going to be the better player, but when you already have LaMelo Ball, you can't draft based, as a Grizzly fan, sorry, quick recap. When we took Hasheem Thabeet, it wasn't best available. It was by position need. Mm-hmm. So don't take a Hasheem Thabeet, but also you got to keep in mind what positions you need. Yeah. So with that being said, I think Miller and Henderson are close enough to where it's not going to really matter. So I think if I'm Charlotte, I'm taking Miller. But like you said, it could just be a smokescreen, because if they want to keep Lillard, you probably want Miller to go with them instead of Henderson. Mm-hmm. So they might be trying to squeeze a little bit of something out of Portland to move down 1 pick. So who knows?
Interesting. Yeah, that'd be interesting to see if Portland's willing to trade down, see what they'd have to give up. Mm-hmm. All right, Colin, same question. Do you think Brandon Miller will go number 2? Do you think he should go number 2?
I think that he will go number 2. I think that he should not go number 2, though. I am big on Scoot Henderson, everything that I've read about him, and certainly he jumps off the the videos, the YouTubes. But the dude is a baller. Like, the dude is a gamer. He's got that FU energy, essentially. And he really and everybody, the knocks on him is like, okay, he can't shoot threes really well. I am confident a gym rat like that will figure out how to shoot. So I'm not concerned about that at all. And he is a good defender, so I do think that all of that stuff translates. And also with Brandon Miller, joked about 2019, but it is kind of, apropos that Brendan Miller is, in a legal issue about, what it is that he potentially helped with, bringing a gun to somebody that murdered someone. So to that point, I'm taking Scoot all the way, so I don't have to worry about it. But this is also the Charlotte Hornets. The fact that they are going to most likely take Miller and get that wrong doesn't surprise me because of LaMelo Ball. I'm big on take the best person available no matter what. And if you piss off somebody, it's okay if it's the right decision along the way. And yes, LaMelo is fun. I'm sure his dad will get on the First Takes show if Scoot is the guy and want to be traded and huff and puff, but I don't think you have to worry about that stuff. And to kind of add something on top of that, we could see a wild trade. I mean, a wild trade in Charlotte for the number 2 pick, where he goes somewhere like in New Orleans for Zion. Could that actually happen? There's so many. Think about Oklahoma City. Could they go full bore and throw all of their picks for the second and really try to get somewhere and going? So,
yeah, that would be interesting. I'd love to see a trade up there because I don't see the Hornets really going anywhere with LaMelo and whoever they pick. So that would be interesting to see.
Yeah,
I'd love that. And maybe even like you said, yeah, maybe Portland tries to do something with Lillard, and we'll see kind of where that goes.
Yeah,
and maybe they get a couple extra picks. But all right, that'd be interesting. Well, guys, I think that is going to be it for our first Around the Hedge. Time to pick the official winner. Little drum roll. I'm sorry, Tony. I gotta go with Colin. Just because you put Draymond Green on the Grizz, you homer. You can't win.
So did he. So did he. That's garbage.
But you've got a Grizzly sign behind you. Oh, so does he.
That's Tigers, bro.
Oh, you're right. Whatever.
Wow. Yeah. What? All the reasons you're saying I don't win, Colin did it, not me.
Unbelievable.
All right. Well,
Rigged.
them's the breaks. Also, I really liked how Colin did the yacht hunting instead of whale hunting. We might change it to that since the orcas are taking it.
Yeah.
Team Orca, baby.
So, winner circle, Colin, in your first winner circle, as the winner circle, do you have a official bet for us to give out to the fans?
Yes, I do, but I think this is a sick joke, Dawson, that all of my debts are equaled out, and now you make me give the only pick in the show. So thanks for that. So, Tony, I think you actually won in the end. But to that point, I'm going golf, top 10, Victor Hovland at plus 210. He's been playing well. I think that he can get over that spot. Another guy that I like is Patrick Cantlay, top 10 for plus 135. So whichever one you feel warm and fuzzy about, you can take that.
All right, going with golf. Tony, I should have picked you. Damn it.
Sure.
Yep. You'll never know what my pick was. Colin, I'll text it to you when this is over.
All right, y'all. Well, again, join us for the NBA draft. We're going to be doing a live kind of recap / live reaction to the NBA draft as it goes Thursday night. So hopefully y'all join us for that. That's going to be a lot of fun. We'll see who goes number 2. We'll see who's right and who's wrong. All right. Thank you all for joining us. I will see y'all next time.
Peace.
Thank you.